Thanks guys, and this week I will be reviewing the new Beauty and the Beast remake from Disney.
Compare it to the original!
And I will not be comparing it to the original, and instead just reviewing it as its own thing.
Do a comparison review!
As I did with the Jungle Book review last year, I will be... Okay, fine! I will review it as a comparison to the original. The first thing I should compare is, well, the first thing that happens in both of the movies. The music. Now, it's a bit of a either or, as I like the scores in the new version better, but the singing songs, it's original, hands down. They just have the classic feel and magical feel that the new one really tries and almost gets there, but it just doesn't quite have it. But something that the new version does have over the old is characters, as characters such as Gaston was greatly improved in my opinion, and then LeFou, whereas he was just a bumbling idiot in the original, he still is a bit of an idiot here, but he's actually pretty crafty and has a character arc he goes throughout the film. However, one character that was not done better in the new one, and I actually think they kind of took away from his character, was unfortunately one of our main characters, the Beast. Whereas in the original, you really get to see everything his character goes through, and they unfortunately leave a lot of that out in this new version, which makes some of his changes in mood a little rushed and sudden, whereas they felt understood and natural in the original version. And then with the character of Belle, it's a bit of a toss-up, as the characters seem to be equal in quality in my opinion in both films. However, they are a bit different, whereas the Belle in the original was a bit more outgoing than this one. However, the one in this movie shows a bit of a feminist side to herself and really does stand up for what she believes in just a bit more than the Belle from the original. With the servants, I think they were a bit stronger in the original, but they work well here in this new film too, as we get to see new sides of them and new backstories with Clocksworth, Mrs. Potts, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh come on, he's played by Ewan McGregor, like I wasn't gonna make that joke. The visual effects in this movie are very well, and I think on par with the Academy Award-winning visual effects from last year's The Jungle Book, as they really do seem like enchanted things that are happening in the castle and not just CGI. With the story overall, both were very strong, but I actually have to say that the new does have it over the old, as it just seemed to flow a little bit more nicely, and there was more time given to develop the relationship between Beast and Belle, from prisoner and captive hating each other to mutuals loving each other. However, there were very minor issues with the story that just irks me. For instance, they took out my favorite part from the Gaston song.
LeFou, I'm afraid I've been thinking.
A dangerous pastime?
I know.
And then there was this weird thing they did to make Belle and Beast come closer together by having them have similar backstories with their mothers.
Save Martha! Why did you say that name?
Can it? And it just felt weird because while it does make sense why they put it in here, they don't use it the way they should. Because when Belle finds out about what happened to Beast's mother, she doesn't try and build a bridge because of what happened to her mother. And when Beast finds out what happened to Belle's mother, he doesn't try and use it to find a common ground on which they can relate to. Overall, I'm going to give this movie an 8.9 out of 10. Back to you, Louis and Chris.